Welcome back to MDSN, where my tears are real because the Jets still suck, but I'm here to try and give you no tears and optimism leading forward for some of your favorite players, letting you know how long they'll be out, and if you need to replace them on your fantasy team. So let's get started with arguably the most important position on the football field, quarterbacks. Several quarterback injuries, most important currently being Derek Carr, who is out for most likely several weeks with an oblique strain. And there's different grades of strains and sprains, but in Carr's case, they're expecting him to be week to week, which likely means somewhere around 2 to 4 weeks is that he will be out. So we kind of classify that around a grade 1 strain, but that's something to follow, as oblique strains are interesting in the sense that we have 2 sets of obliques on each side. We have internal obliques and external obliques. And those internal obliques help you to rotate to the same side, and the external obliques help to rotate you to the opposite side. So when I move to my right like this and I'm rotating, my internal obliques on my right are firing to help me do so, but my external obliques on my left are helping in that process as well. Those obliques also help to stabilize your trunk and help with forward flexion, which are all really important motions combined with rotation to help you throw a football, as well as trying to maintain your stability in your trunk, and even more important when there's multiple 300-pound men chasing you and hoping to hit you. So Derek Carr will be out for several weeks, and Spencer Rattler will be taking his place, the rookie from South Carolina, I believe, right? I think he also played at Oklahoma, but that's besides the point. He's likely going to need some help from his teammates, so expect a big game, or at least big usage from Alvin Kamara. So if he's on your fantasy team, he's already one of the top backs so far this year. I doubt you're going to sit him anyways, but he's most likely going to be highly used in this game moving forward. Justin Herbert is coming off a bye week. The Chargers will be playing Denver this upcoming Sunday, but he's still dealing with an ankle sprain that had been bothering him for several weeks and actually took him out of one game for a short period there. And even though he's already limited and he's been dealing with this for a little while, he's not expected to miss this week's game. But if you have him in fantasy, the Chargers are a run-heavy offense since Harbaugh got there. They're playing Denver, who is one of the top, especially passing defenses in the league this year. You might want to go somewhere else. If Kirk Cousins is available, I highly recommend him, but after his incredible outing, 500 yards passing this past week, he may not be on waiver wires anymore. So Trevor Lawrence is another good option, but if you have Herbert, be a little cautious. Nico Collins, let's get to some wide receivers here, was placed on IR with a hamstring injury. That means he's going to be out at least 4 weeks, so they won't be activating him until week 10. Malik Neighbors as well is still going through concussion protocol and has reportedly not made any progress from Wednesday, which the NFL concussion protocol, I know we've talked about this already here, but it's a 5-step process, and then at the end you have to be cleared by an independent neurologist. So with Neighbors still not able to practice on Thursday, his availability for Sunday is very much questionable. Some good news though, Joe Mixon was bumped up to a limited participant today, and that is great news for Houston Dolphins that obviously just lost Nico Collins. He is hoping to play this week. If he is not able to play, Dameon Pierce, his backup, is a full participant as of now and will likely handle the bulk of the workload with Cam Akers mixed in as well. Some good news for you Philly fans, because I'm sure you're all bummed right now after that Mets loss. Well, let's call it his beatdown, right? A.J. Brown does not have an injury designation. He will be playing this Sunday after coming off of that hamstring injury. And Devontae Smith was a full participant as well. He is moving along through concussion protocol. He likely only needs to be cleared by the independent neurologist today and is very likely to play on Sunday, which is great news for an Eagles offense that has been struggling recently and could use a huge bounce back win against the Cleveland Browns. Bad news for the Niners. I feel like I say that every week. The 49ers have already ruled out kicker Jake Moody. And then you think, kicker injury, what are the odds? Well, he's not the only one, as Cameron Dicker from the Chargers is also questionable. But we're focusing on Moody here, who has a high ankle sprain after his ankle was trapped and he rolled up over it while trying to make a tackle. Unfortunately, it was his right leg, which is his kicking leg. And he is currently unsure of how long he will be out. Typically, high ankle sprains can take around 6 to 8 weeks, sometimes a little bit longer depending on the severity. High ankle sprains tend to take a little bit longer than ankle sprains that just involve the ligaments surrounding that ankle or talocrural joint, as it involves interosseous membrane that runs between the tibia and fibula. Unfortunately, I picked him up this week. I was very excited because he was doing well, and here we are. But the 49ers have already signed another kicker, and they don't need to rely on their fullback to do so, which I was really hoping they would do in the game, but they did not. All right, let's get to the elephant in the room, the Jets. Same old Jets. I'm not even going to talk about the firing of Robert Saleh. It was just announced that they downgraded Nathaniel Hackett, which hopefully that will make a positive change for the offense, but who knows. We're here to talk about injuries, and Aaron Rodgers has been getting hit quite often and also had a nice meme moment where he rolled over his leg during the Vikings game in London this past week. But he is dealing with an ankle sprain as well as a knee injury, and he's likely to be playing on Monday, which, I don't know. I've kind of lost a little bit of hope in this Jets team. There's so much talent. I'm going off on a rant now. But a healthy Aaron Rodgers is a great Aaron Rodgers. More importantly, an upright Aaron Rodgers, an upright quarterback is important for success. So if you have Aaron Rodgers in fantasy, I don't trust this offense. The only person I might trust is currently Garrett Wilson, who, if they keep throwing to him 13 times a game, it's kind of hard to argue to not start him. But they can't run the ball, which is unfortunate for you Breece Hall owners. But if you have Aaron Rodgers, go somewhere else in fantasy. Kirk Cousins, Trevor Lawrence, yeah, the Jets aren't good, at least not right now. And if Aaron Rodgers keeps getting hit and he keeps getting banged up, he's not going to help you either. I wanted to end this session now with a special shout out to Dylan Horton. He is a defensive lineman for the Houston Texans, and he has officially returned to practice as he is now in remission from stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma, which is absolutely fantastic for him to fight back, get back to practice, and play for this team. He was an important role player for them last year, and he may not be a household name, but it's an awesome story, and very excited and happy for him and the Texans to get back out on the field. As always, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think. If there's anyone else that I've missed or that you want to know a little bit more about, hit the little bell so that you can keep up to date and follow my misery throughout the season. But best of luck in fantasy, best of luck for your favorite team, and I will see you next week. The Jets are so bad.